A pleasant day to all of you. I am Yapes Diana Marie and I am the 8th presenter from the group number 4. So, our topic is the continuation of Miss Alimpuangon's report, which is the lesson 5.2, entitled Assessment Tools for Each Level of Learning Outcomes. So, we have here three learning outcomes or the three types of learning outcomes: the knowledge, the process, and understanding. So in this lesson is malalaman natin kung ano yung mga type of test para malaman natin kung para ma-measure natin yung tatlo. So we have here two types of test: the subjective test and the objective test. So first, we will discuss the objective test. So objective test requires one correct answer. It is difficult to construct but easy to check. So objective test is difficult to construct because there are things na dapat i-consider. It is easy to check because from here, it says that meron lamang siyang one correct answer. So objective test has one type, which is the pencil and paper test. So this test is written on paper and requires a pencil to write. So from the word itself, pencil and paper test. Ang requirements ng test na ito is only pencil and paper. So we have four types of pencil and paper test. First, we have the simple recall. It is a test which is a common tool to measure knowledge. Why? Because there are varieties of simple recall. So ito yung mga varieties niya: the fill in the blanks, enumeration, identification, and simple recall. So it is a common tool to measure knowledge kasi nga sa discussion, kung nakikinig talaga yung bata, may natutunan siya. And kapag yung students is may natutunan, makakasagot siya dito sa fill in the blanks, sa mga enumeration, at saka sa identification. So, that's why these are the examples of simple recall. It is used to measure the knowledge of the learner. So, next, we have here the second type of pencil and paper test, the alternative response. So this is a test that has two options or choices. So from the word itself, alternative, so madali lang. Parang meron lang siyang two options. So ang varieties or example niya are true or false and the yes or no. But here, hindi lang siya basta-bastang ginagawa ng teacher or dapat ginagawa ng teacher. But kailangan kapag gumagawa ka ng alternative response test, kailangan yung statements or mga questions ay HATS or naka-higher order thinking skill para ma-enhance yung knowledge ng student. So third, we have the multiple choice test. This test is the most versatile test type because it can measure a variety of learning outcomes. Yes, so multiple choice can measure different types of learning, like for example, in solving, in identifying contents, like that. So, marami pang iba. And multiple choice can be in a way of correct answer type and best answer type. So, when we say correct answer type, ito yung multiple choice na kung saan may apat na choices or may apat na distractor, pero may iisa lamang na sagot. And the best answer type is lahat ng apat na choices are tama, pero kailangan talaga ng student or ng learners na hanapin kung ano yung best answer. So, para hindi nyo makalimutan, yung tanong or mga statements sa multiple choice ay tinatawag na STEM. At yung mga pinagpipilian na mga mali ay tinatawag na distractors. At saka yung mga tama naman yung mga alternatives. So next, we have here the fourth, the matching type test. This type of test is useful in measuring factual information, as well as the relationships between two things, the column A and the column B. So when we say column A, ito yung mga premises. And when we say column B, ito naman yung mga response sa premises. So, malalaman natin kung ano yung varieties here. Ang varieties ng multiple choice is or are the perfect matching type and the imperfect matching type. So when we say the perfect matching type is mas marami yung items or bilang ng column B kaysa sa column A. At saka, itong imperfect matching type naman is mas marami ang number ng column A kaysa sa B and pwedeng gumamit ng maraming items sa column B para malagay sa column A. So, yun yung kaibahan ng dalawa. So, yan lang yung sa objective test. Yan yung mga example ng simple and recall. So, next we have here the subjective test. This test is used to answer this is used to answer types of tests through reflections, insights, and opinions. So, the type of subjective test is the essay. Kung ang objective test is may simple recall siya, ang subjective test is essay. At may dalawang varieties ang essay. So, first muna is, we will discuss the essay. So, this is a test items that allow students freedom of response. So, meron tayong varieties, the restricted response item and the extended response item. So, when we say restricted response item, from the word itself, restricted, meaning, yung mga tanong is may mga limitations. May hangganan. Like, for example, magsabi ang teacher na, in one paragraph, answer ganon. Then, ang extended response item naman, ito yung nagpapasagot ang teacher, then ang students na bahala kung ano yung ilalagay niya, kung lalagyan niya pa ng iba't ibang words galing sa iba't ibang reference, like that, as long as tama yung mga sinagot niya. That's the two types of essay. So next, we have, did you understand the objective test and the subjective test? First, meron tayong dalawang types of test to measure the knowledge, process, and understanding of every student. Then, the objective test consists of one type, the simple recall, and the subjective test is mayroon siyang essay. So next, we have here the performance assessment tools. We have three. So first, we have the checklist. So, it is a tool that consists of a list of qualities that are expected to be observed as present or absent. So, in performance assessment tools, alam nyo naman siguro to na may mga checklist talaga, di ba? Kapag may mga activities, may mga dalayang notebook or mga papel yung teacher natin, then nilalagyan nila ng level or label, tapos nilalagyan nila doon ng check kapag ginawa yun ng student or X naman kapag hindi. Then, next is the rating scale. It is a tool that uses a scale and a number line as a basis to estimate the numerical value of a performance or a product. So, itong rating scale is, example ito is, rate 1 to 10. Like ganon. Pero may mga label pa rin. Same sila ng checklist, pero, ang kaibahan lang is, i-check mo yung sa checklist, tapos sa rating scale is i-rate mo. Depende na sa teacher kung 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. Third or the last performance assessment tools is the rubrics for portfolio. So, hindi naman siguro bago sa atin ang portfolio, right? So, portfolio is a compilation of the experiences as authentic learning outcomes. So, rubrics, ito yung ginagamit para i-assess ang portfolio. It is used, di ba? So, next we have the components of summative assessment. We have the three component of summative assessment: the written work or WW, the performance task or the PT, and the quarterly assessment or the QA. So, ang purpose ng written work is to assess learners' understanding and also to prepare for quarterly assessments. And when given, so kailan ba to binibigay ng teacher? At the end of the topic or the unit. So, everyday naman, di ba, may mga lesson plan tayo. So, kapag natapos yung lesson or ang topic sa isang araw is pwedeng mapaquiz ang isang teacher. And yung mga nakuha ng students, every quizzes is or every activities is mapupunta doon sa written works. And also, next, we have the performance task, diba? So, ang purpose ng performance task is to involve students in learning. And also, to give opportunities sa mga students kasi, diba, meron tayong iba't ibang skills. So, maybe doon sa skills na yon is magaling or may abilidad yung student na yon. Then, give freedom, of course. If creative ang student, so, maaaring dito sa performance task is magagawa niya kung gaano siya ka-creative. And also, to encourage inquiry and skills. So, kailan ba binibigay ang performance task? Usually, it is given several times during the quarter. So, diba sa klase natin is meron tayong 4 na quarter. The first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and the fourth quarter. So, next, we have the quarterly assessment. When we say quarterly assessment, ito na yung summarization sa lahat-lahat. Kung ano ba talaga yung natutunan ng student. And when given, so once, at the end of the quarter, ito na yung, kumbaga, ito na yung finals na sinasabi natin. So, that are the components of summative assessment. So, that's all for my report. I hope you understand what are the assessment tools that are used to measure knowledge, process, and understanding of students in every discussion, and also the components of summative assessment. So that's all. Thank you.